Hello, here we are for episode 11 of my personal journey with the map Oracle card deck by Colette Baron Reid and illustrated by Jenna Della Grataglia. I'm starting today with the Bone Collector on the screen because that's the card I pulled last. And no, I did not make a recording yesterday because I needed 2 days with this card. I really needed to sit with this. I needed to percolate. I needed to meditate. I needed to get grounded in the whole concept of the bone collector. Um, and what I will tell you, I told you briefly on the last episode when I pulled this card, is that I am rereading "Women Who Run with the Wolves" by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And the first time I read that book, I was 27 years old, and I'm now 55. So it's as if I had never read the book. I mean, I'm going, really? I've read this before? So just such a different time in my life. And the reason I bring this book up is because in the beginning, she talks about La Loba, the wolf woman. And she is also known as the bone collector. And again, this is an archetype. So there's many legends and myths about the bone collector. And Clarissa, in her journeys, actually met a bone collector. And as she says in the book, she's never been the same since. Um, the bone collector, so the story goes, and I'm not going to get into the whole story, but just the piece of the story that I really focused on based on my question about what is my next right action to enhance my intuition for my highest good. So the bone collector sings over dead bones. The bones flesh out, and she sings life into the dead bones. And, metaphorically, that singing is her soul voice, right? And the old woman in the bone collector is the one who knows. She's that wise woman in all of us. And when she gets in touch with her soul voice and uses that voice or speaks her truth, um, life springs forth, right? So there's a lot more to the story, but there was so much richness in this, and the fact that that's what I was reading, again, unconsciously or subconsciously, that's probably why I asked that question. It wasn't a conscious connection to that book, but I'm reading about women's intuition, and in the questions in the story in motion through my cards, I got to that point. It mimics that energy that's around me. It picks up on that. It doesn't mimic it. It picks up on that energy. And so I was almost guided to ask that question and look at that. So I'm farther along in the book, and it forced me to go back and reread it. And I had read that section like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and here I am reading it again not that long after I read it. And again, it's different. Different things popped out for me. And basically, what I learned was that, again, what is my next right action to enhance? I don't need to enhance my intuition. I need to find it. I need to find that soul voice, because that is my intuitive voice, right? That is that all-knowing wild woman that, you know, based on a myriad of reasons, we have squelched over generations. We don't talk about that voice inside of us often, or use that voice. And we, especially myself, I don't lead with that voice. When I'm out in the world, I assess the situation, see who the people are, and then put on that mask, that persona that is going to allow for the least amount of conflict, or, really for me not to be seen, to be able to do what I need to do and come back out. And so leading with my soul voice is very different. So I really, really had to sit with that. And so I don't need to enhance. I need to reintegrate those bones back into myself. And those bones that the bone keeper holds are from our broken dreams, are from that wounded part of ourselves. Most of those bones were collected in childhood. And of course, I talk about the map, the book that really changed my life, and then getting this Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. And I just want to read in Colette's book, the map. She also has a section about the bone collector, and I'm just going to read a real small piece of that because it was so critical for me to reread this part of the book. The bone collector knows what you've lost or misplaced because she has it for you on her island of broken dreams. Your negative beliefs about yourself make it difficult for you to get to that enchanted land. Self-loathing, shame, a sense that I don't deserve to reclaim that bone, or a belief that you're not good enough to have within you the qualities you desire, I'll keep you from this island. Silence the goblin and summon the bone collector, and she'll show you that you can trust again. You can get your dignity back, or the wonder that you had as a child. Powerful stuff, very powerful stuff. Um, I just want to read one more thing because, again, this is part, I'm sharing my journey as I understand these cards. And so this card for me, um, again, was quite profound. So I'm going to read about the Island of Broken Dreams because that's connected to the bone collector. This place may resemble a junkyard, but when you look more closely, the frugal bone collector is standing over bones lost or never claimed. Their qualities are available to you at any time, should you choose to embrace them. Although the bones appear dry and brittle, the bone collector will gladly sing life into them or burn them to ash that will fertilize what you plant in your field of dreams, thus allowing you to reclaim what was lost, just in a different form. So again, the whole point of this book and this deck is to look at that landscape in our mind, the landscape of our psyche, and look at that story that we talk about. It's about understanding the story from inside the story's landscape. That's the whole point of her doing this book and this deck, is to really not just look at the masks we wear and how we are and who we are, but where are we? Where is that landscape that we're coming from, or that statement comes from, or that behavior is coming from? So I certainly can't emphasize enough how powerful this was for me. All right, we're going to take this beautiful card down for now, and you get to see me. And I have my window open today, and there's some thunder and some heavy rains that come and go. So if you hear some startling noises, I apologize, but it's nice to have the breeze coming in today. I make noises when I drink now, drinking my coffee. So I'm continuing with my story in motion here. And the question I wrote down that I want to ask today kind of is a continuation of the bone collector. What do I need to know about fully integrating my bones and speaking from my soul voice? So I got that directly, from the work I'm doing with the cards that I've been drawing. So I'm just, wow. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for this process. And I'm clearing my deck with my Ho'oponopono prayer mantra. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. There's no wrong way to shuffle. Again, just whatever feels right. Just kind of let the universe know how you're going to pull it before you pull it. You can shuffle it like this. You can spread them all out and just pick a card. I know people that make piles and then decide which one they're going to pick. Some people pick from the middle of the deck or the bottom of the deck. Just kind of give spirit a heads up. That's what you're going to do. Today I intend to gently remove my ego. Let it take a rest and allow only the truth, only love and light to be channeled through me today. I do this for my highest good and for the highest good of all. I call in my ancestors in spirit who love me unconditionally, my guides, the angels, divine source, my animal guides, with love and light. There it is. All right, let's see. It's number 25, Metamorphosis. And I pulled it in the reverse position. So let's get that up on the screen. And remember, reverse is not bad. It is extra medicine, extra love. A little extra attention needs to be paid to the question, the situation. That's not the right one. 25. Wow. It's in reverse. Talking about dyslexic. Ooh. I know, I love the anticipation of until the card comes up. And again, look at that. Huh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. And so again, my process, because I'm so mental, is to, take some deep breaths and just really, bypass my ego and feel into the card. And one of the best ways for me to do that is to really, I'm realizing this through working with this deck, that I just focus on the colors initially. And to me, this is a pretty colorful card. But they're gentle, they're muted colors. So there is there's just a beautiful, calming energy to it. I because I've studied these symbols and Colette's meaning for symbols on cards in particular, I know that the flamingo is a representation of in-between worlds. So to me, this is about, the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. You're in between worlds, going from one place to another. I love the scroll work patterns on this too. And it's, the background's the sky. It's not the meadow or, it's not necessarily on land. But they're definitely up in the sky, which is that, again, that higher self. And I pulled it in reverse. So let's see what that reverse meaning is. It's been probably a week since I pulled a reverse card. So I'm going to restate my question. What do I need to know about fully integrating my bones and speaking from my soul voice? Excuse me, I'm a little scratchy again today. So, the essence of metamorphosis is you are in the process of a deep and beautiful change. In reverse, there are times of chaos and darkness that occur, much like the growing pains experienced by the caterpillar who is in the process of becoming a butterfly. There's a tendency to expect the worst when the first signs of difficulty arise, when something is taken away or unwanted circumstances come to challenge you to let go of old ideas about how life is supposed to be. You are not a victim. Rather, you're experiencing the temporary discomfort we all must go through before the beauty is revealed. So, um, all right, just to be honest, I'm like, damn it. I'm like, there are times of chaos and darkness. Really? I can't I be done with that already? Growing pains, really? Um, that whole tendency to expect the worst. Boy, I'm really good at that, and I come from a family of those people. That I mean, I have a family member that is like that wrote the book about expecting the worst, and we have that discussion about why do you do that, and it's about then when you're disappointed or when things don't happen the way that there's a positive outcome to it, then it's not as painful. But that's the illusion, right? It's as painful, and we're living a miserable life because we're always negative and expecting the worst. And if our thoughts create our reality and we expect the worst, it's gonna fucking happen, right? So I do believe I'm better at that part of it. um, Unwanted circumstances come to challenge you to let go of old ideas about how life was supposed to be. That really jumps out. I think that's going to be one of those sentences I write down and journal and percolate about. You are not a victim. Rather, you're experiencing the temporary discomfort we must all go through before the beauty is revealed. And yeah, that's just where I'm at today at this moment with this question. What do I need to know about fully integrating and speaking from my soul voice? So, much more to be revealed on the next episode. Stay tuned. Namaste.